First, I'd like to welcome everybody back to this little digital tavern we have created here together on YouTube. I hope you're all enjoying our videos. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of like a little squid talks, if you will. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to turn this down just to have some ambience. That's our newest song we dropped on the channel not too long ago. It's doing fairly well. I think it's done plateaued a little bit, but that's okay. I do hope you guys have been enjoying the content recently as well as what we've been doing. Of course, the gameplay archive stuff's been going off pretty good. I'm probably going to have another spooky story today or this week, of probably that content coming out. And then maybe some more gameplay drops. And also this new segment. This new segment is something I want to try to start working in, because this is one of the things I wanted to launch this little channel off of, and I think it was time for us to talk about the Switch 2. I think it's been long enough. I think a lot of my opinions have now mellowed out. I'm not as, I guess, emotionally charged as you would be when it first gets announced, so I wanted to give myself time to process this and what it means going forward for the gaming industry as a whole. Now, with that being said, we do know the console has been announced, and it was announced with a $450 initial price tag, which we know there's been some, what's the tariffs going to do to it? Will the tariffs impact it? What will it do? As we do know now, the tariffs are on hold for basically electronic devices, which I do believe the Switch 2 will fall under, so I don't imagine it getting a massive price increase outside of that $450 initial run. We can also, I'm going to do, let's just do that. We'll make it full screen. I like the full screen look. And because we're just going to be right here on Nintendo just talking about it. You and me and everyone else. You, me, and everyone else, right? And all the voices in my head. But I do not see it going more than $450. It could go to $500. $600 if they're crazy. Would I get it for $600? Probably, because I'm a bleeding edge kind of. I just want to get newest technology. Will the casual market pick it up and run with it? No, it would fail at $600 for sure. And I don't think Nintendo is wanting this thing to fail. I think they're wanting a home run. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going to have a home run. I don't do it, guys. I don't think so. Because as we know, with the $450 price tag that dropped at the Direct, something else was actually dropped, which was what was it? $90, $80 games for a digital games are $80. Now I've heard mixed reporting on the physical $90 games. Some people say it's real, some people say it's not. I haven't really dove too deep into it, so that's up in the air. Either way, it is going to $80 for Switch 2 games. We do know for some games initially. Now they've been running defense here on different outlets like IGN. I think they've done Kotaku interviews where they're saying this is an introduction to variable pricing. And variable pricing on paper sounds like a good idea to them, but we all know as consumers in the market what that actually equates out to is everybody is going to jack their games up to $80 or possibly $90 per game. Because is there an argument to be made that some games we could argue are worth $90? Possibly. It's where you sit on that side of the fence. I, for one, do think there is an argument. Like, you could say Elden Ring, for example. That's a big one for me, because I would have paid $90 for Elden Ring, especially knowing what I know about it now. Would I have been hesitant at launch? Sure, but with From Software, I'm fairly confident in their ability to make a quality product. Now, on the other side of this sword, let's go back to Cyberpunk 2077's launch, right? If you look at all the promotional material and all the stuff that CDPR released for Cyberpunk at launch, now we'll just talk about that launch, not what it's been patched into. People would say that could have been a $90 game. It looked like a whole experience. Now where it's at, maybe you could say, yeah, that this current iteration of Cyberpunk would be worth more than base game. But at launch, could you imagine if that launched at $90 and people bought that at launch? You think CDPR would still have any hope of making a positive impact on their reputation? No. And I guarantee you that game, if $90 would have been a variable pricing option, they would have launched that game at $90. I think a lot of people would, and it wouldn't just be variable pricing; it would just be an industry standard at a point. Because they're saying Mario Kart, this new Mario Kart game to them is worth $90. Now, I don't like Mario Kart. I've never been a fan of Mario Kart. I'm sorry, I don't have a Switch for Mario Kart. I'm probably one of the few outlier people who have bought a Switch and don't even own a Mario game in my whole fucking library. To be honest with you, I don't even own a Mario game. I like the Switch because they have Monolith software. They have Fire Emblem games. They have a lot of cool JRPGs that might not release on PlayStation, PC, or Xbox. That's why I have my Switch. That's my niche I'll collect for the Switch. I don't care for Mario Kart. I realize it's a very popular series on the Switch and as a high seller on the Switch, which is the only reason that they're charging $90 for it, because from what I've seen in this little trailer they released for Mario Kart, it doesn't look that good to me. It's not a game that's going to make me jump on the Mario Kart bandwagon. Now, if they have released a Smash Brothers game and said it's going to be $90, that's where obviously my bias is coming. I'll say, oh, well, it's a new Smash game. But I don't think we're going to get a new Smash game for a while. It's kind of worrisome because if they said that this is worth $90, and then Donkey Kong, the first Donkey Kong game that we're getting, like a platformer in a while, I believe, is just regular priced. Is correct on that? So I don't understand. Maybe they're just looking at like, oh, they don't have as much faith in Donkey Kong to sell. And I think it's kind of just disingenuous whenever you're saying that it's variable pricing, because you're really going to start with this game. If this game sells millions and millions of copies, 20 million copies day one, for example, all your games are going to go $90 or $80. Sorry. Let's just be honest with yourselves and be honest with your fans, and that's what's going to happen. And you can't say it's not. So let's just get all the disingenuous attitudes out the way and be like, this is our game prices going forward if Mario Kart succeeds. If it sells very well, all of our games are going to be $80. Now, I do not see any argument where your games are worth $80. They look dated. They're not current. I mean, it feels like we're playing old games for modern prices, and that's not right to your consumers, in my opinion. And I, for one, if your pricing going forward is going to be $80 for digital games, and then God forbid it actually is $90 for physical games, that's going to kill my whole Switch collection, because the Switch is the only console that I actually collect for as far as physical media, because everything, well, not everything, I'm saying 90% of your Switch titles are going to be on that cartridge. And they are physical. Like I can pop that sucker in, no internet required, and still play off my cartridge, which is why I'm a huge like Switch game collector. And that's always been the biggest draw. But with CD key, these little game keys that are looking like maybe it's just third party, this third party option, I guess you could say. That's fine, but I'm not gonna get third party games on my Switch anyway, which is another point I wanted to kind of make when I was making this video. I don't know if we have it here on this site. Let's check out more games, which we should, of course. Alright, here we go. Your third-party games. This is like some third-party games coming to the Switch 2. This is cool, okay? This is great, but as me, who is a, I guess you could say I don't want to say like a fucking corny-ass gamer, because we're all gamers, but as a gamer that has multiple outlets, that has a PC, a Switch, a PlayStation, an Xbox, you know, the collector that has everything, always buys everything. This isn't that great of a selling point for me, and for probably people like me. It's like, why would I buy? Let's say, why would I buy Cyberpunk on the Switch 2 when I can play this game in better fidelity, better performance in other areas? Like, I can buy it on the Xbox, I can buy it on my PC, I can buy this on my Steam Deck, and I guarantee it runs better on the Steam Deck. Why would I choose to buy it on my Switch 2? Borderlands 4, a brand new game that I would not get on. Why would I opt to get it on a machine with less hardware than my computer or my Xbox or my PlayStation? You just wouldn't. So, like, I don't understand it. Like, unless you just like the nuance. Like, for example, I will be very transparent with you. I'm going to buy this on my Switch 2, 100%. I like the nuance of owning Elden Ring on a cartridge on my shelf. That's really cool. Now, I can see that being a selling point for some people like me that do have multiple ways to play games. Is maybe it's just a nuance of owning these third-party games on a cartridge. But if it's like a game key, I won't be doing that because that's just lame, let's be honest. But if I can get this physically on my Switch 2 and I can take it in the car with me on a trip or something, sure. But then again, I got the Steam Deck, I can do the same thing. I just like the nuance of having this on a Switch, let's be honest. But other than that, like a brand new game like Borderlands 4, I wouldn't do. Why would I do that? Final Fantasy Remake, why would I do that? Split Fiction, there might be a selling point for Split Fiction, maybe. I don't know. I just can't really think of it other than you can play it on your couch with your significant other. If you got two Switches, maybe that would be cool. But I just don't see this being a selling point. Now, that's coming at it from my bias as a person who has multiple avenues to play video games. Now, I will say this: the people who are really eating good, like for this, like really eating, are the Switch fanatics, like Nintendo fanatics who only buy Nintendo consoles. I don't know why you would pigeonhole yourself into just being a Nintendo gamer when I don't know. Brand loyalty to me is stupid. Anyone who limits themselves just to a particular brand is just weird. But if you are that person who just plays directly on a Nintendo piece of hardware, then you're eating good because you can finally play games that the rest of us have been playing for the last 10 years. But anyway, with that being said, I do want to talk about some of the exclusives that was announced, like Hyrule's Warriors. I own every one of those. I will be picking this one up. I'm really excited to see where that goes in the future with that title. That was a really big announcement for me. Dust Bloods, obviously, I'm kind of on the fence because it is a multiplayer rendition of another From Software game. I'm not going to get Night Rain because I don't like the multiplayer aspects of it, where you like kind of have to. I mean, it's not really designed around solo play, so I'm assuming Dust Bloods is going to be the same way. The only thing that I do have a little hope for is this is a Miyazaki property, so maybe it will be better than Night Rain. So I will be picking it up. Obviously, it's the one reason that sold me on buying a Switch 2 at launch. Even though it's coming out next year, I will have like this to play this winter. I will have upgrades to my games that I can play. So I do have a reason to buy a Switch 2 for me personally. I had enough to pull the trigger day one. And I've even said that I'm willing to pay up to $600 for the thing just because that's my price point I've set for myself, that if that's what I got to do, that's what I do. But I will not pay a scalper for $600. I will not pay a scalper for $600. If I can't get one at launch because it's been scalped, I will wait. I'll just wait until I can get one at retail. And I'm really good at that. So don't think I'm going to just go out and buy one from a scalper. No. If Nintendo hits me with a $600 price tag because of tariffs or whatever, which at this point, that point to me is mute too, because I do know Trump paused the tariffs for electronics, basically. So we should see that $450 price tag. And that's my plan, is to get it. And I will be playing this, and I will be playing Dust Bloods when it come out. This is a scam. Do not buy this game. Anyone who buys this game is getting ripped off. When I first saw the welcome tour, I told my fiance, I was like, dude, this is really fucking cool. This is really cool. This is a cool idea. I can't wait to play this on my Switch 2, the Switch 2, when I'm just, running around doing nothing. It's neat. And then they hit you with that, it's $10. I said, wait, what? You making me pay $10 for this? You think this is a $10 game? Like, get the fuck out of here. This is like the most bare bones type of tour too at that. I just thought it was cool that you could interact and learn more about your system because it was free. Should have been packaged in. I'm hoping they change this. This right here is a scam. Do not buy this game. That would have been like PlayStation charging for Astro's Playroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Nintendo thinking? Nintendo, well, I know what they're thinking. They've been the most anti-consumer company out there for the longest time, and no one wants to acknowledge that fact. Well, there's a subset of people who are very vocal that won't acknowledge that fact, but they are very anti-consumer with a lot of their practices. They do, they really do. So I'm not going to be buying that game. I don't recommend anyone buys that game. But if you do, I mean, that's obviously meant for those really hardcore Nintendo guys who are just brainwashed anyway. And I don't understand that mentality. I think you guys are weird. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You guys are just weird. If you're just so hardcore on brand loyalty. I say the same thing about people who are just like the Apple heads, Android people. But I've never met an Android person that says, "Oh, I won't get an Apple phone," or "Oh, I won't do this." Like Apple people and Nintendo people, you guys are like almost interchangeable. Like, fucking weird to me. PlayStation is getting that way too. Like, a lot of people will just buy PlayStation just because it's a PlayStation. Super weird. Now, if that's just if you do PlayStation and PC and Switch, okay, you don't get an Xbox, fine, whatever. I'm not saying, oh, you need to own everything, but if you're just not getting an Xbox because it's an Xbox, or you're not going to do a PC gaming because I'm a Sony person, or I'm a Nintendo person, that's just weird. And I've seen people like this, so I know they're out there. So it's not some imaginary thing in our heads. We're not fighting ghosts here. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? Can I stop this because I want to? No, it's just going to go because there is something that I'm also super excited for. And down here, I will be getting, unless it comes out on the PlayStation, then I won't be getting on my Switch too. I'll be honest with you. But where's it at? There it is. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. I cannot wait for this game. I'm pretty sure this will be a PC title though, but I'll probably get it on PlayStation. We'll see how that goes. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, and then here we go. Nintendo Switch Online. This was another big announcement that they announced the GameCube emulation. I don't care about this because I own a GameCube and I've actually got a decent library of GameCube games still built up. But what I am happy for, and I do hope this happens, is I hope with the announcement of this, they add more and more games to that library, and it hopefully can drive the prices of GameCube games down, and you can start actually collecting for GameCubes without breaking the fucking bank, because GameCube games are so damn expensive. So I need them to throw like, I need them to throw Coliseum up here. I need them to throw Path of Radiance up here. Because those are two big ones I don't own yet, and I don't want to pay that exorbitant fee for them. I do own Gale of Darkness, so I don't really care about that one. But I do want to just pack this thing full of GameCube games. I know they started with Wind Waker and the Phantom Zero game. I don't know. Do we have like a little? Oh man, I don't need no. Hold on. Because I do know we got Wind Waker. Oh yeah, Soul Calibur, that's a big one. I do think that's a huge one there. Thank you for that one. I'm a Soul Calibur fan. I wish they would bring this series back. I'm missing Soul Calibur. Oh yeah, and this one, F-Zero. Thank you, F-Zero GX. Me and my cousin played a crap ton of that game when we was younger. So hopefully they keep packing that down. That's a good deal. I do have Switch Online. So that's just a bonus add to me. I do look forward to them making us pay more for Switch Online now, as they add more stuff to it. So I would recommend going to like CD Keys or something, and just like finding you Switch Online and just boost it up. Get as much of it as you can right now, because I do see that. I do forecast that going up in the future, because how could it not? It's going to be like how Game Pass has gone up. So if you can go ahead and lock in your rates at the current price, do that as you will, because I know I myself will be doing that. But yeah, I don't think anybody's a fan of the pricing structure for the games. More so people are more okay with, I think more people are okay with the price of the Switch 2, right? And this $450 is okay. All right, so now we want to talk about. I want to touch on this a little bit. I can't go too hard on them right now into this because they're just doing what the market has already kind of set. Xbox does this the best. We get a lot of free upgrades with Xbox, but unfortunately Sony and now Nintendo is going to be charging us for last gen upgrades, right? Like we're gonna have to pay for this. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wilds, and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 upgrades. I think are going to be $10 a piece. And this is what we get. It supports Zelda Notes, which people are like, I've heard mixed opinions on Zelda Notes. I think it's cool, honestly, because you can sit there on your phone and look up all the collectibles and have an interactive map. I would probably use it maybe once or twice. It's a little, just for the nuance of having a little app that interacts. I'm a sucker for little things like that. But I don't like that to get that support, you're going to have to get the $10 upgrade for both this and this. And it tells you get improved resolutions and frame rates, which they both desperately need. I quit playing Breath of the Wild. Not Breath of the Wild. I beat it. Tears of the Kingdom because I just was experiencing stutter and pop in. I'm waiting to do this, so when I get my Switch 2, I will go through Tears of the Kingdom completely. I'm excited to actually play that because fortunately for us that do have the Switch Online, it will be included in our subscription to that service. So while I look at it as it is a free ad for me, but for new people, I guess new people coming into the ecosystem, or people in the ecosystem that do not have the Switch Online, that does not have the Switch Online service, you will be paying $10 for this, or you will be paying, I think it's is it $40, $50, something, $50 a year for the Switch Online service, which I would go ahead and lock in now before that goes up to $70, $80, maybe $100. I don't know what they're going to go up, but I do predict that going up. That's just a given. It has to happen, especially once they start packing more of this stuff in. And if they do keep packing in like the free upgrades, those $10 upgrades, then great. They're going to just go up with the price because I can kind of justify it if you're giving us more upgrades that I don't have to pay for in the future. Because like I said, I'm going to have my stuff locked in. We're going to get ZA Switch 2, which is going to improve your frame rate and resolution. But you see what it's missing here. It don't say HDR supported, which that I wonder why. I say that because see this actually calls out HDR support, and you don't have HDR support on any of these. I don't see. So that's disappointing. And we're getting one on Metroid Prime 4, which they go a little bit more details here. So we do get quality mode that runs at 60 frames in 4K, which that should be pretty easy for a system to do of this caliber, of these graphical styles. If it didn't, I would be really, really, really disappointed. And it does run 120 frames in 1080, so that's kind of cool. I wish we had a 1440 screen. I would have paid more for that than a 1080 screen, but it is what it is. I am thankful that we did get the upgrade. It just doesn't seem like that big of an upgrade. So like if someone told me that they're not going to get the Switch 2 because it's not that big of an upgrade, I would totally 100% understand. I was going to go on here. Here we go. We can look at some of the. We can actually look at the pricing on these games, I think. Maybe we can learn more. Okay, I will say Nintendo's website's really cool. I don't come here enough. I really don't come here enough. Their website is really cool. So here we go, right here, Mario Kart. We had to scroll down damn near to the end of the page where we see the actual $79.99 price. But what I don't see down here is the $89 price that people are going on about. I'm kind of in the camp that I don't believe that is $89 for a physical a physical copy. That until I see it like officially somewhere, because this is the website, and I figured that's where they would have it. I haven't checked GameStop, so I don't know, but it's not here. They only got a $79.99 price. So I'm assuming that wasn't real, because I did hear that wasn't real. That was a made-up thing. Just like when people like to share around the $80 price games in the 90s, that's not a real thing. We were poor as shit, but we was buying games back then from Walmart. That was not $80. Sorry, it wasn't happening. I've heard that was Canadian prices, and they didn't account. They just wasn't accounting for conversion, which that's more likely, because trust me, my family was poor as shit, but we were buying. I was getting video games, okay. So let's not go there in the 90s, because I was getting games. Now cartridge games were more expensive, and that's another thing I'm wondering. I wonder if it's more expensive for them to develop on these cartridges. But I don't know. I don't know enough to be able to comment on that. But I just want to make this video because I'm already registered. Yeah, to get that up. No thanks. I'm hoping I hope we get more information about this soon, since we know them tariffs are on pause. But that was just my thoughts and opinions, really, on the pricing. I don't agree with the pricing that Nintendo Switch 2 is going with as far as the games. I do agree the $450 price tag for the Switch 2 is okay. That's okay in my world, because I don't mind that, because I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro for $700 I think, plus the disc drive, so $780 I think I paid for that. And that thing was a ripoff, to be honest with you. I do not recommend that. It's a terrible price per upgrade, I guess, or however you want to say it. I just got it because I like new stuff, and I will always buy new stuff. I have all kind of stuff around here that I don't even use anymore. I just wanted it. The only things I do use is my Steam Deck that I bought. I use it a lot outside of my normal like PC and consoles that I bought like on the bleeding edge. Gotta get it, gotta have it. I got a ROG Ally I don't really use. I've been using my Switch a lot more here recently, because I've been going through Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is a very good game, which is another reason. Like I said, that's a seller. That's a developer seller for your Switch. Like, as long as that's the only place I can get their games, I will own that console. I really wish they would do more Switch Nintendo games to PC. That would be cool to see in the future. We probably would never see it, but whatever. Let's see what else we want to talk about. We're getting Kinect. Hello, guys. Kinect is coming back in a big way. I know you're surprised, but Kinect is back. We get this camera where you can have this like budgeted Discord. Never gonna use it. Don't care for it. I mean, who would use this over Discord? Just use Discord integration. This is dumb. The whole trailer to this advertisement was kind of cringe to me, but I'm not gonna buy the stupid camera. I don't care. All you're gonna have is a bunch of kids cussing out adults, and adults cussing out squeakers. That's what's gonna happen. Welcome to modern gaming in the 2010s. But yeah, it's just Kinect. Let's be honest, Kinect is coming back. We got a camera, which is weird because I want the same energy people have for the Kinect. Please keep that same energy for this camera. We need to keep it going, guys. Keep that going. Because they're selling game chat as like this big deal. It's like they created a problem. They created a problem in the Switch, the original Switch, that had an established solution prior to it coming out, to sell you the solution in the Switch 2 in a worse way. Because did y'all see that? Did y'all see the share screen? How like it had to be like 10 to 15 FPS. Like you watching your friends like in 10 to 15 FPS. Like who wants to do that? That gave me eye cancer, I swear. I was like, oh my god, get it off my screen. I'm not gonna ever use that feature, and I guarantee you it's gonna be worse than what they showed. If they showed it like that and thought, oh yeah, that looks good. Imagine what it's gonna look like in practice. Ain't nobody using that stuff. Get that out of here. Get out of here, son. We don't want that. And then we're gonna get a new Pro controller, which I think is $80. And the biggest draw is we get a C feature. We get the C feature, guys. I hope my Pro controller is backwards compatible, or the Switch 2 is backwards compatible with the Pro controller I already own, because it's perfect. It lasts forever. I don't need the C button. I'm not going to get anything with a C button. I do like the Pro controller. They have a GameCube variant, but I have a GameCube aftermarket controller, I guess, a third-party GameCube controller that works with the Switch. So I won't need that as long as it can work. It can work with Switch 2. If it can't, I probably will pick up the GameCube variant, because that was one of my favorite controllers that Nintendo did. I know that's crazy, right? But I love the GameCube. I'm a GameCube stan. What I hate about Nintendo is this stupid button layout. This is like the worst button layout ever. You have to retrain your brain, because it's all backwards. Like, it is all backwards. I do not like it. You have to hit A over here. Your confirmation button should be right here. Make your confirmation button B. Fuck it. Make it B. And put it right here. Keep the same layout, but make it PlayStation Xbox style. Like, this should be my jump button. This should be my back button. This should be my affirmation button. And this should be my free button. Whatever you want to use for it. I don't know. Who cares? It's just the free button over here. This is a weird layout, Nintendo. Super weird. Don't like it. Like, you could have done anything, but this is weird, because this is like change. Don't use A, B, X, and Y. Use something else. I don't know. Then we got cross and square and triangle and circle with PlayStation. You could have done something of your own. This looks too Xboxy. And then when you got it too Xboxy, it's like, okay, well, now I'm using the Xbox mindset and it don't work, and I don't like it. But anyway, that's a little tangent. I won't be getting another Pro controller unless I have to. That's the main thing. That is the main concern here. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Switch 2 and this announcement. I'm okay with the $450 price. Not okay with the games. I'm in the same boat with a lot of you guys, obviously, because I do know they're pitching it as variable pricing. It's more like testing the market pricing. If they can sell that for $80, every one of their games are going to be $80. And once the Switch 2 games are $80, other companies are going to look at them like, oh, well, those games are less than. Ours are worth $90. And the AAA game market will go to $90. And then GTA come out at $120. And everybody, oh, well, now let's just do $120. And then the game prices just go around. I do think GTA is going to come out at $80, maybe $90. $100 even for GTA would be a hard sell for me. Not for a lot of people, though. I already know a lot of people are willing to give $100 for GTA. Hell, I will too. Let's be honest. When the push comes to shove, it's GTA 6. I will too. I'll just grumble about it and then buy it. You know, like everybody else on the internet, we're gonna bitch about it and then we're gonna buy it. Just like everybody bitching about these $80 Mario Kart. This gonna be I will guarantee you this is gonna be the best selling Switch 2 launch game. So, but we'll see. I'm hoping we keep the Wii U energy here. And really humble them a little bit, make them really rethink their prices. Because we remember was it the 3DS come out super overpriced, and no one bought it, so they lowered the price. So maybe we can do something similar to that for the Switch 2. Although not for the system. I think the system was fine at $450. I would like to see a $400 price tag, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Switch 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And thank you for stopping by the tavern. We'll be here again soon, coming in the future this week. And you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I love you all.